Good evening, guys, and welcome back to another live stream here with Old Man Phil. And as usual, if there is anybody in the chat there, could you let me know if you can hear me, if you can see everything okay? I do think there is a little issue with the internet. We've had thunderstorms lately, very recently tonight, and I think there might be a little issue with the internet. But so far, everything is looking good. Can you let me know in the chat there if you can see and hear me? And we will press on. And thanks, Gold Matrix. Thanks, Jenk. Thanks, Daniel. How you doing, guys? Good to see you back. And we have been doing extremely well. As you know, we started badly against West Ham. First game, I underestimated West Ham. That was the problem, and we lost that 2-0. But we've come back. We tweaked the tactic. We drew with Arsenal 0-0. Then we beat Man City. We've beaten Tottenham. We beat Fulham 4-1. Away at Brentford 5-2 was a very good result. And we've recently just about managed to beat Hull in the FA Cup. So we have games against Bournemouth, Southampton, and then Manchester United. And Bournemouth, Southampton on paper should be relatively straightforward, but you can never tell. I do know that Southampton are going to play. They play with a wing play style. And as a result, I've thought about it and I've decided that perhaps we should pull our defensive line back a little bit and just to stop those balls over the top, the diagonal balls going through to the wingers behind our wing backs. I want to start him on support, but I'm not. I'm going to put him on attack at the beginning. I think we should go at them. We're going to play in a positive fashion. We're not going to do anything that we don't do normally. So we're going to play as we set the tactic up. And I hope that Bournemouth, Southampton should be relatively easy. We should win at least one of them. But I'd like to think we can win two of them. I'd like to think so, but you never know what FM in the Premier League is going to throw at you. So we're going to get on with it. We're going to start. We've got some transfer news. We have brought in, since you were last here, I've moved it forward the 6 days to the next game, and in that time Nathan Patterson has come in from Everton. We've paid 73 million for him. If I can't sell Livramento now, I've got a problem at fullback. So I have offered Livramento out for 35 million. So he will probably go, and then Patterson and Frimpong can take that right wing back spot. Kumalo, Jesus Abba, as you know, were the other two signings. I was thinking about playing Jesus Abba today, but I still think it's a bit early for him, so I brought in Boyomo as the ball-playing defender on cover. He's a very, very good player. Yeah, I agree, Daniel. Very, very good player, Patterson. It's going to cause a problem, I think, with Frimpong, but we'll deal with that as the season goes on. If Livramento's still around, then it's going to cause real problems. Livramento is wanted by Manchester United and Tottenham. Hopefully we'll be able to offload him. And João Neves, the other big news, he is getting fit, and he is just a great player in FM. And good to see him back. We haven't seen him play yet. Could use him in any role that we play, centre mid and attack. We could use him as the Mazzala. My preferred position would be for him to play as the deep line playmaker there. He can tackle, he can mark, he can pass the ball. He's got pace, he's got vision, he's got the lot. His composure, his anticipation. He's just a great player. Hey, Simon. Good to see you. So it's good to have him back. He can play 45 minutes. He might get a game today. Karapati has come to me recently and said he wants more game time, as has Hartman, and I've agreed to give them some game time. And I don't know whether that's the right thing to do, but we'll see what happens. We do have a number of players who are wanted. Isaac, I might sell. He is wanted in Saudi Arabia. I might sell Isaac. He's not the player he was. He's 31 years old now. If I can get close to 70 million for a 31-year-old, that would be great. And then I do have my eye on a goalkeeper. And I can't remember where I put him, which shortlist. Harold Ramirez, who looks like a very, very decent goalkeeper, much, much better than the one that we've got. We can bring him in. 23 years old, can do the job for a long time. So, so hopefully, hello, Kevin, how you doing? So hopefully we are strengthening this squad where we need to. I need to get out there and we need to beat Bournemouth today. We need to get a result. I am sweating here because because the weather is like there's no air anywhere. There's like I watched the trees earlier and there's not a bit of breeze blowing the leaves. And so without the windows and door open, which I can't have because of the noise, the light and the computer's throwing a bit of heat out. I've actually gone out to Amazon this afternoon. I bought a little USB fan, which I can set up to blow air at me. But we'll see what happens tonight. So, the other bit of news is that there might be a little bit of work going on in the toilet next door, which... I don't know. I take his point here, what he wants to do, but I've made some changes. He wants to go attacking and press with a higher intensity. I think we're pressing enough, and we'll see what happens. I want to remain positive, but I am worried that they will try to get balls behind our wing backs again. And I may need to deal with that issue. That's why I've started with the standard line. We are the home team. We should be beating them. Let's go out there and beat them. So let's get off to the match. Hartman is lacking in fitness. The team are all happy with the selection by the look of it. And Neves on the bench might get some time in the second half if... Karapati does not have his best game. We may well be seeing Neves in the second half. I will always go back to the opposition instructions and ask my assistant again, and you can see he's changed his mind. Max Aarons, we don't do never press, but I do want to have a look at why he's thinking about that. He does have decent pace. He doesn't have brilliant pace. I think hard tackling him would be a good idea and putting him on his left foot. So if he wants to do something with these players, then we should do something. That does suggest to me that he is thinking he might be a danger. So we've been on a good run. And I think I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say we are favourites here today. And go out there, make me proud. I came into this job 7 games ago or so, and they were very enthused at my appointment. So they are reacting quite well. We'll see how this lower line goes, and we may have to adjust that. If they really are not good enough to expose us, then we may have to adjust that line. But we'll see how that goes for a moment. It is slightly more defensive than I want to be. But that's me. I want to make sure we're solid first, and then we'll try and win the football match. Jesus Abba or Boyamo was a very difficult choice. Maybe too early yet for Abba to be commanding a first team place yet. But he will at some point. If you are experiencing connection difficulties, let me know, guys. I have had internet connection problems, and Bournemouth are certainly taking the game to us, and we need to be very, very careful in terms of this defensive line. It is slightly lower than I want to play. And they are taking the game to us a little bit. So we need to be careful, especially of the space in front of the line. That's what I'm particularly looking at, because we're going to leave a lot of space, which they might try and exploit. But we are in, and we do have a chance, and we have scored, and Muani has made it 1-0, and that's what I wanted. And we are up and running. 6 minutes on the clock, and Bruno sets up Muani. Muani's been in good form. Isaac, I don't mind getting rid of him, but Muani's been playing very well and has got us off and running. Kanate actually might have got a touch at the near post, but all that matters is we're a goal up. A goal, yeah. I mean, I think defensively, I kind of like. I always try to be the best defensive team in the league. I think if you're defensively solid, you're going to be a very good team. FM will always have you score goals, but if you set up to be defensively solid, then the opposition will find it very, very difficult to score against you. Olise is someone to keep an eye on. His passing percentage isn't brilliant, but he does have one key pass already under his belt. And it does look like defensively I've set them up quite nicely. Karapati, that's a nice attempt over the top. He does have good passing, good vision, that lad, and probably does deserve his chance. Oh, I say. But we are looking like a good football team once again. I've got myself a little beer tonight, which is something I don't do very much, but it's very, very hot here. So I'm having a little beer tonight to cool me down. And hopefully it'll be a celebratory beer. We are in command now. Bruno's having another exceptional game. But I am still thinking about that defensive line. I'm not ever going to take my eye off that. You can see the space that's in between the lines. And it's whether or not they have the ability to exploit that space. But that's a nice pass through the middle. And well done by Amo. He was offside anyway. Lowering the line means that they will struggle to get these through balls. And if they're playing wing play, like a 4-4-2, or a team that does like to try and overlap up the wings, drop the line back, because they will struggle to get it into the spaces. And so they'll be reduced to trying long balls over the top then. And it also gives your defensive line a little bit more time to deal with any problems that might be coming up. But Bournemouth are playing extremely well at the moment. They are passing the ball around from the back. Our press may not be very effective, but we have won the ball there, and where he has a chance here. He's wandering up from centre back, and it has gone in, and we are 2-0 up. And what a mess in the Bournemouth goal. FM owed me that one because of the own goal we scored against Hull, which was absolutely horrendous. And unfortunately, poor defending, poor goalkeeping, and they are now 2-0 down. We are on the way again. We are in 7th. We've moved them up from 12th, I think we started off as. We've moved them up the league. And we're doing very, very well. If we can win both of these opening 2 games, then it does take the pressure off us. And talking about wing play, Manchester United in the 3rd game, they are a team that will attempt to play with fast wingers, and so we will definitely be starting with a standard line against Manchester United. We have to be very wary. 2 shots, 1 on target. We're not creating too much. Defensively they don't look very good, and it could be that it's the pressure we're putting them under that's causing that. And they've even picked up an injury now. But I'm very impressed, actually, with this Newcastle team. I'm looking at Carapito. He's only on a 6.6. We could well be seeing Neves. in the second half. Especially if we are leading, it'll be good to give him a run out, see how a 4.5-star player gets on. Exceptional player, as opposed to Carapito, who is just a good player. There's so many good players in this team. That's a lovely pass, and Bruno should have put that away. We are starting to create chances. And I think I made a good decision to push that line back. And who was that? Tonali? Yeah, Tonali made an error there. And so and they've picked up another injury, have they? And I think we should, in the second half, be looking to run them into the ground. We're staying fairly fit. And that's a penalty, is it? Yeah. Given away a penalty. I had a funny feeling something was going to happen. He's running off to his TV. It usually means for me that the penalty is going to be given. If it was for me, this little screen would say no penalty. So I'm going to say it's going to be given because it's against me, which usually happens. I'll be very surprised if it's not given. Yeah, penalty awarded. I think one of the things that I want to get tidied up in FM is this penalty stuff, because penalties seem to be given for nothing. Nothing seems to happen on the pitch, and yet it seems to be they give a penalty when you can't see anything has happened. And I'd like them to work on that. I'd like them to work on dribbling. And tackling in general. Whenever you tackle someone, you never regain possession. It always goes to an opposition player. So there's a few things I'd like them to work on for FM25. There's a few things that I need to consider in this game. Hey Callum, how you doing? No problem, mate. No problem. And we are passing it I think, a little bit too direct. I mean, and I'm wondering if that's the tempo. The players are just getting a little bit excited. Because we are playing a lot of long balls, and I don't like that very much. Our shape is decent. We've just given away a penalty, and there's nothing I can do about that. It was a set piece penalty given. That's nice. That's nice. Offside though, offside. But we're up to half time now, and Hartman is who was the first to come to me and say he wanted more playing time, is not having a very good game. He's just back from a month off, injured. And I am looking at this line again, and are we giving them too much space in the back area? We shall see. I think we've been much the better team, but we're not creating too much. What I might do at the beginning of the second half is just go for them, and I'm going to reduce the tempo a little bit so that we stop playing these long balls over the top. So we'll see how that happens, how that works, and we'll go to the assistant and he can make his changes. And I think our shooting has not been good enough, although we haven't created enough. I'm going to say don't get complacent. You weren't that bad. And somebody's got upset, and that's Boyomo. But they weren't that great, and they need to focus. They need to start creating a few more chances. We managed to break the highest goal scoring. It's always nice when that happens. I did that with Coritiba with my 11-0 win in the Paranense Cup. It's always nice when that happens. And you suddenly start banging goals in like all the time. So we're really going to go at Bournemouth now. We are now going to be playing with a higher press than we played in the first half. The assistant wanted me to do that, and so we'll give it a try. So Biomo may well be coming off. Not Biomo. Karapati might be coming off, as well as Hartman. He needs to be doing better. He's asked for more playing time. It always annoys me when you give them more playing time and they play absolutely rubbish. So, as well as Karapati, the two, they're not playing particularly well. But nice to see them linking up there. Nice to see us playing the ball around at pace. But I did feel that we were playing like the tempo was a little bit too high. We were playing a lot of direct balls, and that might be to do with the tempo. Chance here. Chance! Oh, Tonali is also not having his greatest game either. What a chance. 4 shots, 1 on target. That's not brilliant, but we do have a set piece. Can we get a goal from a set piece here? Goalkeeper's got that. Go on, Karapati, do something. Well, we're definitely the better team. I will be a little bit annoyed if we don't get the points here. Yeah, I know it happens, Daniel. You're not going to be able to blast 9 in every game, though, unfortunately. Not unless you've got a team full of 5-star players. It's not going to happen. It would be nice. But, it's not going to happen. And Carapito, has he had a bad game? Hartman definitely has had a bad game, but has Carapito had such a... That's a beautiful pass, whoever that was. Canote! 3-1. That's what I wanted. That was a beautiful pass. Is he offside, though? Is he offside? I thought he was on. It's disallowed for offside. It was a lovely pass. He just didn't hold his run enough. Oh, yeah, he's gone just a yard early. But what a strike as well. He just buried that. So we'll drop a little bit of encouragement. Try to get them on the front foot. I'm going to make a couple of changes in a minute. I'm going to get rid of Hartman, and I'm going to bring on... Although Carapito is playing extremely well at the moment, it might be Tonali that comes off. So we're going to make a couple of changes. And I think probably Tonali... Neves can come on for Tonali. We can always drop him back if we need to. And Livramento can come on for Hartman, who's not playing particularly well. And let's make those changes. Let's go and win this game easily, boys. We have to get back another couple of goals. Not going to lie, loving being in the Championship because no VAR. Yeah, I know. There is VAR in FM though, isn't there? In the Championship, or is there no VAR in FM? So I want to get another goal. Kanate's done well there to get on the end of that book. If we can get another goal, I'm going to come off the gegenpress. Go on, hit it. Oh, you should have just put your foot through that. You had loads of time. Line it up and blast it. Oh, nice pass. Canote. Oh, it was good, but not quite sure. It was a bit over elaborate in the end. Canote should have just taken that on. But we're 2-1 up. It's not over yet, but we are at least leading. That's a poor pass. But nicely done, Botman. I mean, these players at the back are playing well. It's going to be hard to fit Jesus Abba in there. He is a great defender, but I got to remember he's still only 20 years old. He will be one of the best, but still only 20 years old. And Kanate maybe needs to come off and Kamalo can come on and take his place. And we'll move Muane up to the advance forward. Penalty, ref? Penalty? We're not looking that great in the second half. Defensively, we're playing okay. Not brilliant. There you go. It's an example of the tackling I was talking about. When you tackle someone, the ball always goes to the opposition. And that needs, there's an example of where it went to us. But in most cases, then, when the tackle, the ball goes straight to an opposition player. Not in the Scottish League. Right, okay. I think it does in FM, in the Championship in FM, doesn't it? Go on, Frimpong, have a run, son. Into the box, 3-1, Moani. That's it, game over. And it's time to make some changes again now. What a brilliant goal. And that's exactly what we've asked Frimpong to do. To run wide with it. He just blasted past his man. And easy from there on in. Moani's in good form. Let's go and make some changes. And Guimarães, Bruno can probably come off, actually. Put Neves in here. Carapito has had a very, very good game. And I think we'll bring off Kumalo, bring on Kumalo for Konate. And Kumalo can play as the false 9. Defensively, we're okay. Not brilliant, but okay. And how many more? I need to make one more, I think. I probably want to give Jesus Abba a game just to get him into the team. And then we'll go with that. So we've got Muani now as the advance forward, which he's probably more comfortable with. Kamalo, we'll see what Kamalo and Jesus Abba can give. Kamalo is a great player, but whether he's Premier League great player, I don't know. He scored on his debut, coming on and whip one in on his debut. Let's see if he can get another one today. He didn't play particularly well against Hull, but nobody played particularly well against Hull. We can see that Bournemouth are trying to come at us at the moment. And one of the things that I want to think about now is to come off the press. If they're coming at us, I'm just going to focus on counter-attacking. Because if they come forward, they're going to leave space behind them. And I'm going to go to a control passing type of play. We'll just pass to feet, come off the counter press, and I'll just drop the line back a tad. We'll come off that a little bit. We'll try to think about closing the game down a little bit. Predictions for Newcastle. It's a good question. They should be doing better than they are. But unfortunately last season, lots of injuries didn't help them. I think they should be top 4, to be honest, Callum. If they can keep their team fit, then they should be top 4. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. I want to go to the assistant now and just check these opposition instructions. I really don't feel we need to do anything at all. I think we've been the better team, to be honest. when they're back in the game. But he must be offside. Mine was given offside. That must be offside. But theirs will be given. No, it's been disallowed. And defensively, that was poor. And that's possibly... Cunha might need... He scored the other goal, didn't he, Cunha? So let's type mark him. Let's put someone on him. Everything West Ham. West Ham, like for me, they're an enigma. I love playing with West Ham in FM. But West Ham actually never live up to what they're capable of doing. Whether that was David Moyes' fault, I don't know. Who needs to come off? Frimpong or Guimaraes? Let's strengthen in midfield. I've got one more. We'll bring on Larson. Let's bring some fresh legs in midfield. Yeah, so I like West Ham and I'd like them to do better. But we shall see. Go on, Kamalo. Have a run at them. Would be nice to see Kamalo score again. But he had a run there. Evening, Andy. How are you doing, my friend? No more subs. Frimpong looks like he's given everything. Well, you're going to have to give a little bit more. We can put him on the support duty. Just take the pressure off him a little bit. Well, Bournemouth, we've beaten them, I think, okay in the end, but it wasn't comfortable. The team never made me feel that they were totally in control. We're up to 6th. To start putting pressure on the teams in the top 4. But it wasn't comfortable ever. Oh, lovely run from Kamalo. He's such a good player. Just got himself offside. I agree with you, Callum. Yeah, it's very hot and sweaty. I've actually got a beer here, Andy, for a change. Just to cool me down. And we're just seeing this out. 3-1 I'll take. We've got another game in a couple of days, I think, so it might be time to rotate. But Southampton are another team that we should be beating. Yeah, I wouldn't say we've played badly. Andy, we've just not been good. Not as good as we could be. But 3-1, we'll take that. And well done, lads. Good win. We don't need to tell them they weren't good enough. I just need to bear it in mind. And that puts us up to 6th. And we got to start putting pressure on Arsenal and Liverpool soon. We have Southampton next. And they lost to West Brom 2-1. So we've got to rest players for a day. Because it's in 2 days. And then hopefully we will... 2 goals from Wani. And then, who is this? He has renewed his contract. Okay. He's just a young kid who's renewed. So I want to rest this entire team. If I can. So... Bayomo is a very, very fit player. And we'll rest Neves as well. What am I doing? Right, there. To there. And there. So we'll rest those boys. for a day, and hopefully they'll be mostly fit enough. 12th of January tomorrow, and Manchester United is 4 days after. So I really do feel like I need to rotate the team a little bit against Southampton. Kamalo, Isak. I've got defenders who can play. So I think we'll do a little bit of rotation. See what the assistant says. Yeah, they're making a big fuss of him. Who is he? He's a wonder kid. Forward or a winger. I have no place for wingers. Although what I have done is that I have actually added another tactic. And I was thinking about whether or not they could play in this asymmetric 4-1-2-2-1. I don't know. But we'll train them up in it. And I think they could play in it, which could solve the wing-back problem, because Frimpong can play on that right wing role. So, a 12-hour shift. Blimey, Andy. I mean, it is so hot. I am sweating here already. It's like crazy hot because there's no breeze, and that's what's annoying me. There's no breeze. Abras. Who is Abras? Have we bought another player? Attacking mid. He can go in the under 21s. He's set to join the under 18s. He's 20. But he's a wonder kid, but doesn't fit the system. But let's my assistant, my director of football can have his day. It's definitely fair enough, Jenk, to complain about that. That's definitely Abras. The fans like him and say he's an absolute bargain. I don't see it yet. He's 20 years old. I like his mentals. But I don't see him yet as being an absolute bargain. I think he might be one of those that I develop and then sell on. Certainly not first team stuff at the moment. Southampton, what are they going to do? And they again are playing with this wing play style, but I want to go out there and attack them. They're wingers. They're pacey, but not huge pace. He's pretty pacey. His acceleration is good, so we need to make sure we're not closing him down. And Dingwall, I don't think he's got that. Oh, wow, he's got pace as well. So we do have to be very, very careful. What about these boys? They are quite a pacey team, aren't they? So actually it might pay to drop the line. So I have a funny feeling they're so we might start with the standard line. Pace would worry me running at the defence. Well, have we've gone back down to 7th. How did that happen? Brentford must have won. He possibly, Andy, so attacking mid, and if I do switch to the 4-1-2-2-1, yeah, Stan, I think we'll start Jesus Abba, so we'll bring in Stan and Jesus Abba. So Jesus Abba can come in here. And Stan Abba hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't made any dreadful errors. I'm going to start Kumalo. And probably start Isak. Guimaraes probably could do with the rest. So we'll bring in Neves as the Muani, Kanate. It's a strong bench that I've got. Livramento can come on for Frimpong. Actually, we'll switch Livramento here, and we might start Patterson. Give Patterson a run out. See how he gets on. And I think that's a team. It's rotated, but it's a team that should be comfortable. You just don't want 92,000 in wages. I think we'll accept that offer. He's not going to get any game time, is he, with the young players that I've got as well, like this Shazavari is a very good player. He can't get in the team squad. And then the other one who is also a very good player, Dom Baker. I might as well loan out, get in 92,000. I think we'll accept that offer. We don't want to go to any meetings. So, yeah, I think that's probably a good move. Get the money in for the wages. Danny Jones is leaving for Burnley. I don't have a problem with that. I'd really like to sell Isaac, I think. One big money signing, and then I can go and get that goalkeeper. And then defensively, we are exceptionally good. Arujo. He wants to spend money for wingers. But silly. Unless we're going to be thinking, develop them and sell them, it's really silly. Give me something. Find me someone who fits what we're doing. Tonali. Let's add him. We'll do that for you. And we'll do those for you as well. No problem. Player targets, and they're all pleased. Which is good. Since I've come into this team, they've all been quite pleased with how things. So Neves can play for 75 minutes. Hartman only 45. So I think that's a pretty good team that we've got there. As I said, do worry about this wing play stuff. So we'll start with a standard line. And again, does he know something that I don't? Because I do remember one of the games that we switched to direct passing. Was it Hull? He knew something about this that I didn't. So I wonder if I should do it. But I'll just put it into the back of my head should things not be going well. Because the last time he did that was against Hull, and he got it right. So Hartman, Frimpong, Boyomo, Larson, Bruno, Landerson, Muani, and Konate. Carapito keeps his place because he played particularly well, and he should be fresh. He hasn't played much. Sell him. You're always saying he's trash. I do have this habit of the Blues of criticising my strikers if they don't score every week. But I have a load of strikers now, and he would bring in possibly 70,000. 75 million. That would be a huge amount of money for a 31-year-old. I don't know. We need they're composed, but I need them to be a little bit more What I haven't done is go back to my assistant, so we will do that before kick-off. And I'll just remind them to listen to the assistant. He does make changes. And you always need to remember to go back and ask him again before kick-off, because he does make changes from his original. So against these teams who are pacey, I am going to pull the line back. I was thinking maybe we can bring in Langstaff from Notts County. A nice one, Jenk. We'll bring him in for 250 million. Oh, God. I wouldn't have him anywhere near my computer, that boy. No, I don't think we want Langstaff. I actually don't need a forward. I've got 5 good forwards. And it just doesn't make any sense to bring in a new forward. Just doesn't make any sense. It does make sense to bring in a new set piece coach, because they're not functioning very well from set pieces. And I wonder, have the rotations I've made, are they going to make any difference? Patterson, dreadful. What's his dribbling? 12. I'm going to ask Patterson actually to dribble less and not to run wide with the ball. He's not a Frimpong. So we'll keep him a little bit narrower. And perhaps wing back is not the best position for him, best role for him. Not on attack anyway. He might be better on support. Oh, what a chance. And there you go. Isak again heads it over the crossbar. That's why I'm critical of him. He just is not functioning. Kamalo is such a good player. His vision with that pass was brilliant and lovely movement. Go on, get it into the box. Didn't quite make it there. But he just does. Kamalo does outrageous things. That was a brilliant pass. I wonder if we have to be a bit narrower. Our passing is not actually going to feet. I wonder if we have to be a bit narrower. We're just a couple of meters off with our passing. And our wing backs are not playing particularly well. Patterson is not playing well. He's dribbling too much. And his first touch is poor. But maybe that might be an idea for him, having cut inside with the ball. We've got a Mazzala playing. Oh dear, oh dear. This is back to absolute shambles football. Oh, and I'm going to demand more. This is not good enough. It's pathetic football, in fact. Kamalo's impressive. His range of passing and one of the outrageous things he does. I love it. That's better. Now, Kamalo. Oh! Almost. Almost. There he is again. Nice pass. Fine support. He's trying to do it on his own. Kamalo picks it up again. He's always buzzing about, that boy. Love him. Absolutely love him. He just never stops. Yeah, Daniel. He is a good player. There's no doubt about it. In FM, he is a good player. It's his first game. So perhaps we've just been asking too much of him on his first game. I just actually might just make him a wing back on attack rather than a complete wing back. And then I'm going to ask him, I think, to cut inside with the ball. It seems what he wants to do. He's comfortable in that space by the look of it. So we'll ask him to cut inside with the ball. And then we've got the Mazzala. He can run wide, providing some width outside him. Langstaff is worth more than any amount of Saudi oil money. Yeah, Andy. Please never say that name again. I mean, we're the better team, but we've just got to score goals, and I'm not too happy with them. And again, it was just a simple ball over the top, but I can't drop the line any further. And it's just difficult to work out why they are sitting so far back, though. I actually might go back to a balanced way of playing, because they are sitting very far back, and if we don't attack so often, we might just draw them out a little bit. Isaac, again, is just past it now. Both goalkeepers are having good games. So I might have to look for a moment of magic from Kamalo. It's dire at the moment. And we are not dominating this game. Get a Langstaff shirt for Christmas. Yeah, thanks, Andy. Come on, let's have a nice counter-attack here. We've dominated the match. We've just not been good enough in front of goal again. Isaac is a disaster. I keep giving him chance after chance after chance. Kamalo, it's early days for him. Jesus Abba, early days for him. Patterson, he's actually got a good rating, Patterson. But he does seem more comfortable cutting inside with the ball. Seems to be what he wants to do. So we'll give him a chance doing that before I change him. Come on. Are we dribbling too much? Just playing into their hands? Oh, another chance goes wide. Come on, one of these has got to go in. I think I might ask, if I was doing corners myself, I'd probably say do short corners. We're not tall enough. Even our defenders are not tall enough for corners. Go on, see what you can do. No, can't do it. They're defending really deep, aren't they? So we're having trouble breaking them down. Yeah, let's do that. Just going to take one goal, though, and that's all I need. Just got to be patient, I think, and try and... That's not going to do it. Second half, I might play, bearing in mind that the assistant said play more direct passing. What I might do in the second half is go slightly more direct, but come off the counter press and focus on the counter attack. And push the line up a little bit. And let's go to positive. Let's try a more direct approach. Neves, nobody's actually playing particularly well at the moment, so I'm far from pleased. We should be winning this easy. You guys got 15 minutes to sort it out. So let's bear in mind that the assistant did say try more direct passing, and let's see if that helps. We use our pace then. Sometimes the assistant says these things and you've got to listen to him. It worked against Hull. Will it work against Southampton? That was a poor start. We have got players who can pass the ball. But we don't. I mean, that's Isak again. Like, come on. You've got to get one on target eventually. We've absolutely bombed them, in all fairness. They've got a better shots on target ratio. But we've absolutely bombed this game. Just FM is making it hard for me to figure out what needs to be done here. Is it the more direct passing that is going to unlock the door? We've somehow got to get into these spaces. Oh, Isak again. He's got to come off. Absolutely shocking. He's the first coming off. He's a 4-star player. Come on. Muani can come on. And who else isn't playing particularly well? Patterson isn't having his greatest game. So Frimpong can come on as a complete wing-back. And we don't want that. And we don't want that. And we want him to run wide with the ball, dribble more. I sometimes wonder if I ask Frimpong to do too much with the instructions. Probably do ask him to do a little bit too much. Direct passing may be going in the next 10 minutes because it doesn't seem to me to be working. So I might actually go to a controlled, patient style of play in a minute. But we're definitely not playing very well today. And challenges from FM, all you can do is try things, but I can't see what the problem is, whether or not we're not getting enough players forward. I don't know. And it might be I have to take a chance and push the line up, and probably do now, because they've gone and scored. And this is FM for you. And so we're going to push the line up. We are going to just play a controlled passing game, be patient, see what we can get. We don't need to do that. And we will shoot on sight, take that off, run at the defence, be more expressive. We're going to counter press again. And that is not what I wanted. That is not the result that I wanted here. But I did sense that things were too comfortable and FM was not going to allow this to happen. It was going to set a big challenge. Otherwise, we'd just be winning game after game after game, and it's not going to allow that to happen. So, set me a big challenge here. Oh! Another chance we can't put away. Kamalo probably needs to come off now. And let's berate the team because it's not good enough. It's a team we should be beating, especially at home. I'm going to go attacking and put Livramento on attack as well. We've got to take a risk or two now. We'll go to the assistant as well. See if he wants to change things. But this is not the result that I wanted. But what I'm doing here today doesn't seem to be working. I wonder, like I have this theory with FM that it turns off your ability to alter the game. And we've altered all the last 7 games, and the changes have made a difference. But I am a firm believer that FM turns that off. If you keep winning game after game after game, it then turns it off, and you can't make any changes, make any difference. So I wonder if we've come to that point. We shall see. Again, we've got the ball into the box, but again, it's not letting us score, is it? All right, time for some more changes. Fresh legs. Fresh legs here. Frimpong. I just wonder if I ask him to do too much. We'll bring Livramento over. And put Hartman on this side. And Guimara, Bruno will come on. So Neves will have to come off. So Gamares can come on. Kamalo probably needs to come off as well. Kanate. I'm going to play him as an advance forward. I'm going to put 2 advance forwards up there. Put the Mazzala on attack. And let's try and get more bodies forward. Hey, Silver Ali, how you doing? That's all I can do. Try to throw more bodies forward. Nice pass. Go on, Kamalo. He's coming off in a minute. Would be ironic if he scored the goal before he came off. But this doesn't look very impressive. And they're going to be having a rollicking at full time. It's not very impressive at all. But that's nice. That's nice. Get it into the box now. Poor. We have a big game coming up against Man United, and I could have done with this 3 points here today. Not very impressed. Oh, it's hit the bar. It's not our day, is it? It's just not our day. Hit the crossbar. Look at this. 3 shots on target from... We can't do anymore. And we've just gone back to a controlled passing game now. Go on, son. No, it's not going to be our day. We are playing well now. I'm going to narrow it up a little bit to help our passes. But we're dominating the game now completely. But the game's either going to let me score or it's not. Probably not. Again, another shot goes wide. Started a save today with Wrexham gone youth to glory. Sounds difficult. Youth saves I don't like. They're really hard. Oh, another shot wide. It's just not going to be our day. This is one of... People will say they've been FM'd. I don't agree with them particularly. I just didn't solve the puzzle. And I can't see what is actually wrong. In terms of the puzzle. I could go very attacking. I've got 2 advanced forwards up there now. I'm throwing bodies up there. I'm going to put him on support as well. We're going to throw as many bodies forward as we can. Might be the width, but we're still getting wide. And we're still we're dominating this game. Just can't score. It's such an annoying part of the game with FM is when your forwards can't score, and I've had this since coming here. Very, very good forwards who just can't score. An annoying part of FM. I think it's the only way it can tell you that something's not right. Your forwards can't score. But this is not pretty. And it looks to me like they're going to hold out. Maybe change the role. Difficult to know what role to change. We're just like dominating. Difficult to know whose role to change. I mean, 20 shots, and then we've just been... it's been stolen, basically. 21 now. Sometimes shit happens, but I don't know. I've gone shoot on sight. Should I go work the ball into the box now? Take that out. Let's play with a higher tempo. Let's try what we can. A draw would be a decent result. But totally, absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, we've beaten them, except haven't scored goals. I'll just try very attacking now. We might as well lose 2-0 as 1-0. Probably need to get the ball forward as fast as possible. So let's go slightly more direct. I guess I've gone through the whole gambit of trying things and nothing is working. There's nothing more I can try apart from coming into a low block. It's not like they're defending particularly deep. They're playing what looks to me to be like a high press, so they've probably got a standard line. We just haven't we haven't done the business. I'm going to try one more and tell them to get stuck in, try and win the ball. Oh, mistake. Can we take advantage of it? Oh, that's terrible from Mwani. Free kick. Just not our day today. I don't know. I found that game particularly hard to work out. They haven't done anything. We've just totally pressed them and chance after chance after chance. And I don't know what we're doing wrong. I can't work that one out. And the game is a puzzle, and sometimes the puzzle is too hard. Chips it over the bar. I don't know what else I can do. Just let this run now. There's nothing I can do. Sometimes you hold your hands up as a manager and say, nothing I can do. Probably was in team selection. That's what the game didn't like. It was the team selection. And it probably needed a young 15-year-old to play from the beginning. He would have got a brace in the first half. And that's probably the puzzle, and I didn't solve the puzzle before the game kicked off. Probably was team selection. Because I have gone through the whole gambit of things here, and nothing has changed anything. Played deeper, played balance to try and bring them out, changed the roles of players, changed the personnel, Change the width. Change the passing directness. Nothing has worked. But that's nice by Canate. And again, nothing for that. Forced to change my tactic. I mean, yeah, that's another part of FM Callum that I actually don't like. Why would just changing your tactics suddenly make you a great team again? It just doesn't make any sense. Managers do not do that in real life. That's not how real football works. You don't just change the tactic. You tweak what you're doing. But managers always have faith in the way that they play. I got to demand more here because this is not good enough. And it's always against teams like this that you will lose. And this is another part of... Against bigger teams, you won't have games like this. You'll either get hammered, but you won't hammer them and not be able to score. Not against Manchester City. You'll score goals against Manchester City. But it's always teams like Southampton that this happens. It's like coded into the game. And I also believe that coded into the game is that when you go on your good runs, it will stop your changes becoming effective. So there's two things I believe are coded into the game. It has this ability to flick that switch, and anything you do will make no effect. And it'll do that for 5 or 6 games, and then switch you back on again. But in the meantime, what it very cleverly does is all the teams around you suffer as well. So that's what it very cleverly does, and they have been pathetic today. There's no excuse for not doing so. And that's the first defeat we've had since West Ham, and we've dropped out of the European spots. Premier League is horrendous. And not happy. Not happy with the game, because that shouldn't happen. 26 shots or something, 3 on target. Nah, it doesn't happen. Right, how many days? Manchester United. This is a huge game now. Absolutely huge game. Patterson was dreadful. They all were. And let's rest the team just in case. Down to here. Maybe Neves. Oh, what a disaster. Just when, like, everything was on track. And we just, how do we... forget about it. It's just the game throwing its toys out the pram. The game also doesn't like losing. Why would it? We'll see what happens against Manchester United. Now, interestingly, I should be playing cautiously against Manchester United, but I'm not going to. We're going to go at them, the same as we did for Manchester City. We're not going to be intimidated. I mean, the chances are now, after that defeat against Southampton, we'll go and beat Manchester United. Yeah, transfer list him. Livramento, transfer list. Muani, transfer list. Does he... He doesn't want to. Okay, Moani wants to leave as well, so we'll transfer list him then. Sanusi is a striker. Martin Noble. I don't see that we have any problem doing that either. Cabrera, another wonder kid. So I'm not even going to bother with United. Who's Sesquit? Another very good midfielder, 71 million. So we're going to go and attack Manchester United. Oh, Man United are playing here, so they'll be tired. Remove run at defence, Will. You think that that's causing a problem? Should I just remove it for the Man United game? I mean, we are a very good dribbling team. You'd think that dribbling is something that we should be able to do. I'm willing to try things, so let's remove it for this Man United game. I'm always willing to listen. But we are a very, very good dribbling team, so interesting. Too old for under 18s, okay. Guevara. Yeah, he's not going to get into the first team unless there's a really big load of injuries. Could be as good as Guehi. Could be a top player. Landerson could be as good as Neves. Livramento and Canote. Larson's injured. Okay, so we are going to remove that for you, Will. We'll see what happens against Man United now. It's an interesting... yeah, that's a good point. Especially hard tackle him. He doesn't like it, does he? Doig probably deserves a game. Guehi, Bayomo. No, we're not playing him in the middle. Isaac Moani. I'm prepared to go with that, I think. Isaac Moani. I'm going to play him as a complete forward. That worked for a little while. Neves can keep his place. I'm going to see how he gets on. Abba can come out. Bayomo can come in here. Who did he want? Guehi, Bayomo, Botman. I can't see anything wrong with that. Chance to rest a couple of these wing backs who are not playing very well. Doig can have a game. Frimpong can come back in. Livramento can come onto the bench. Now we'll leave Patterson on the bench. Hartman, I've promised game time, so let's play him instead of Doig. And Patterson can go onto the bench. Abba on the bench. Guimaraes probably needs a game. So we'll switch these over. And maybe put Neves as the DLP and Tonali as the Mazzala. That's a strong midfield. And then Isaac and Moani. Kanate. I think that's about as strong as a midfield as I can put out there. Shawazari can come on. Oh, he's still on international duty. Dom Baker can come on for Larson. Although he's only out for a day, isn't he? So that'll probably do it. He's still not happy, is he? Guimares as the DLP. No, I'll let Neves as a much more natural DLP. Much better passing range. He's also a very good tackler, a very good defensive player. I've accepted the offers. Okay, fair enough. Who's he? Mike Marmol. Mika Marmol. Who is he? Centre back. I don't even know about him. We'll ask someone to deal with it first. I hear what you're saying. He didn't take that attitude last time. I don't even know. He hasn't even had a game under me. Let's to go out. Let's just tell him you can go out, be sold. It's best if you leave. I don't even know him. So, hand in a transfer request. See if I care. We're going to take that attitude. There's the door. Rooney have confirmed the appointment of Wayne Rooney. Finally, I can do this. Jesus Abba's been training very well. Oops, wrong one. Can't praise his training. Patterson, I think that's the same as well. Yeah. We're not going to praise his last game. Okay, so Manchester United. They're in second. They're doing well. We managed to beat City by putting pressure on them. So I wonder, will this work? Isaac, yes, he can go. So let's go and play Manchester United. Funny enough, I think I said my original comment right at the beginning was, I do sense bad times. And this just might be the time where nothing that I do will make any difference. Arsenal beat Liverpool. We have to win this. We have to keep the pressure up on. Positive to balance. That's probably a good idea, but we're not going to lower the line of engagement. And I need these players to just play well. They have to play well. Tonali is confused. So let's go and get my assistant to change his mind. I probably want to type Mark Hoyland, but when he's not playing, so I'm going to type Mark Ferguson. He's a very good player in FM. Rashford is always a problem for me, but he should be quite old, Rashford, now. And I want our continental qualification hopes are still alive. So let's go out there and do it. How good are Manchester United and how good are we? I think they're definitely going to try and exploit the wing back down the right and possibly the left wing back on support. They're going to try and get in behind us, but playing pressure football worked against City. The fact that we took the game to them seemed to work against City, so let's hope I've made the right decision here again. We just need to pass it properly. Not like that. That is disastrous passing. But the pressure that we're putting on them, we're winning the ball. But that passing was poor. And I wonder if I am asking too much of them at a high tempo. They're not perhaps quite good enough to play at that really high tempo. That they need to be passing a little bit more in a controlled, patient way. Blimey. But we've got the ball, which is always a good sign. This is not good, is it? This is not good. Their passing is poor. But we've had 73% of the possession, but our passing, looking at it, has been absolutely dreadful. We just keep losing the ball. Well, there's a chance. Go on, son. Offside. So are United going to counter-attack? Unana, isn't he a goalkeeper? He's playing out as a midfielder. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now, launch it. We had players in advance of him. That's another poor pass. You're offside, Sam. That was a dreadful pass. Although we have absolutely dominated the ball, our passing looks like it's terrible. I sometimes don't understand FM. Handball, ref. I just don't understand FM sometimes. It's like our passing, it's almost like it looks to me like it's struggling to get there. And I don't understand this. Even that, chance. Even that pass that went out there, it struggled to make it to him. What is the game telling me? It's telling me that we are dominating the game. But once again, you've got to look at the forwards, and they are in dreadful shape again. Isaac, again, 6.6. Why is he so bad? Is it because transfer's on his mind? Same as happened with Kamalo. Kamalo never played very well in transfer windows. We shouldn't be sitting back against United. We shouldn't have to draw them out. They're going to come at us anyway. So sitting back is not going to be part of my thinking. Try Tonali at DLP. I'll move Neves up to... Tonali's passing, I don't think, is good enough. We'll have a look in a minute. What's his passing like then? Yeah, he could play that. Let's switch him round. I'm willing to try it, Andy. Willing to try it. So we'll put Tonali at DLP. Neves can go up as the Mazzala. Let's see if you're right. Something's got to change. And it's another game that we are the better team. We look better than Manchester United. I think it's just the game has flicked the switch again. And we just might have to just put up with this poor form for a while. We'll see. Oh, penalty, ref. Completely taken out in the box there. I think that we're not doing too badly. If we can score a goal and make us favourites to win, we're not defending badly. I don't know why I'd really consider putting a double pivot in there. We're defending fairly well. We're just like, we're struggling up front again, and that's something I'm puzzling over. Why are we struggling up front suddenly when we scored 4 goals and 5 goals, and now we can't score again? That's a lovely pass. Go on, Moani. And there you go. Back on the score sheet. And I think deservedly we are ahead. I think deservedly. And has the game decided, right, okay, we're not going to be nasty to you. You're trying things. Ah, lovely, lovely goal. I don't want to sell Moani, but if he doesn't want to sign, then we might as well get some money for him. That was a penalty. You reckon Andy's right in terms of the double pivot with one midfielder in front? That seems a bit unbalanced to me, because I've only got, in the space up front, I've only got 2 forwards. I don't have an attacking mid to fill that big space. I'd worry with one midfielder. Manchester United's shape is quite odd. Down the left-hand side, they look very untidy. I wonder, should I focus play down the right? Because they look very untidy on that right-hand side. Now, we're passing a bit better. We've grown into the game. We're passing the ball a little bit better. But that wasn't very good. Here's the counter-attack, the United counter-attack. But we're okay. But this will be so FM that we go and beat Manchester United now after we could not do anything against Southampton. I think you're offside, Isaac. I think you're off the pitch. I think you're off the planet soon. You're totally out of my thinking. Although he has got a 7.3. I don't know how he's managed that. Did he do the assist? I don't know how he's managed to get a 7.3. I'm looking at him and thinking he's more like a 4. Steve McLaren just taking the... yeah. A really nice job, actually, Jamaica. Sitting on the beach there. Just tell your assistant to do everything. That's Hartman is not playing very well at all. That's the second time he's done that. And I'm not too happy with him. He's supposed to be a good player. So we're going to tell him to take fewer risks, shoot less often. I don't want him trying things. Off the planet. Sometimes I do say strange things, Will. This game really gets to me sometimes. Oh, God. But let's not forget, we are leading Manchester United at the moment. They're not attacking in the way that I thought they would attack. Frimpong has not been attacked by them. In fact, the shape on the left is pretty poor. I would have thought they would have targeted that space behind Frimpong. But that's a poor pass. United are playing poor as well. Go on, inside. Come on, we got to win this ball. No, there's the classic United counter-attack. But that's okay. Let's give them a bit of encouragement. And let's not play it out of the back too much. Oh my goodness me. That's what I don't want you to do. That's why I haven't clicked that box, boys. Play from the back. Just get rid of it. Our passing is still not right. I don't know how we're dominating this game because our passing is terrible. And I want... It's not the right they're focused down, it's the left. Because they know that Hartman is playing really badly. That's what they know. So that's why they're targeting him. Offside? No, he's onside. Go on, Moani. Go on, son. Oh, what a chance. It's not really, Andy. It's just San Miguel light. It's not anything... So we actually haven't dominated the game. We've dominated possession. Get Hartman hooked off. I mean, Frimpong is also on a 6.4. What's happened to these? And what I might be asking Frimpong to do too much. He's got a bunch of instructions. So we're going to take this one off and take this one off. And so that he could focus more on his attacking play. That might be something to do with what's happening. I just wonder about Hartman's dribbling ability. I just don't get it. Frimpong's having a terrible game. I just don't get it. Why these... Suddenly they go so badly out of form. Not quite sure what to do yet. So, yeah, the media have given you tons of credit. Get out there. You weren't that bad, you can still get better. Our passing. What can I do about our passing? It feels to me like it's not quite reaching, so I'm going to go narrow. Just so that we've got a little bit less distance between the players. It feels to me like the passing is almost not reaching. So we'll see if going narrow makes a difference. Now again, there's another pass that almost didn't reach. And that's what I'm seeing at the moment. It's not quite right. There's another poor pass. Is the tempo too high? Are they pressing us and causing us to make problems? Or are we giving away another penalty? Let's take the tempo down. That's 2 penalties we've given away in the last 2 games, isn't it? Ah, boy, oh boy. What is it? What is it? What am I missing? What am I missing here? Yeah, I just don't know. They've got themselves back into the game with a penalty. There's nothing I can do about that. The game gives penalties, and I can't control that. We're not getting stuck in or put the back line up. We're on a higher line as it is. you want me to go much higher with the pace they have up front? I don't know. It's just a penalty. There's nothing I can do. The passing, though, our passing is poor. Because I get this sense that it just isn't quite reaching. They're tapping it and it's not quite reaching its player, and they're getting out of shape as a result. And is that because of something the opposition are doing? Or is it something that I'm not seeing? It's difficult to work out. I'm going to come off the press, I think. Because they're just playing around the press. We're not winning the ball or putting them under any undue pressure. Although it did work then. Commentator's curse. Oh, Isak. I wouldn't bet your mortgage on him putting one in. João Neves hasn't had anything above a 6.7 up until this point. He's not really setting the world on fire either now. Yeah, poor Isak, poor me. Poor Isak. Could you swap Frimpong? I don't think Hartman can play as the right wing back. He's just a left wing back. I think both of them are coming off. The first two substitutions I'm going to make are both coming off. And Patterson gets another chance. I don't think I want to play here. I'm going to play him as a wing back on support. I'm just going to try and defensively be solid. Tonali has been poor. We have to do something like that. I just don't get it. Thanks, Daniel. We're almost done here, Daniel. Go get that paperwork done. Cheers for that, Daniel. Much appreciated. I just don't know what we're not doing here. Manchester United are tired, I think. Ferguson has got plenty of puff left. I wonder, should I go and be more positive, take the game? Should I be more positive, take the game to them? Good luck with that paperwork. Because at the moment I'm letting them dictate. I don't think that's making any difference. Take that out. Tell them to dribble less. I don't think the counter press is making any difference, and I will push the line much higher up. Let's see if we can play in their half. Their shape down the left, Manchester United, is not very good. I've noticed that from the beginning. It's over the bar again. I think the midfield needs to be changed. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, he's given him offside, is he? I did say at the beginning of this session, I sense bad things are going to happen, and I can't goal awarded. Oh, of course it would be. I can't seem to get control of games in the way we had before. Even my goalkeeper's making a twit of himself now. Giving away penalties, goalkeeper making mistakes. It's like FM's revenge. I can't control what's going on. So I'm going to go back to what we were doing. And just see the game out, because I don't see that I can actually control anything at the moment. This is one of the sad things about FM. Every decision I made 2 games ago made a difference. Everything I do now doesn't make a difference. And it's one of the sad things about FM. You just have to go with this. The switch has been switched. What we will do is... He's already type marked. We'll type mark him as well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, Dara, but I do believe that FM does this. There is a coded switch where if you are on this huge run of victories, it will just switch you off. It will allow you no input as a manager. And I've seen it so many times now, and it just will come back. In about 5 games, you'll get control back. Miraculously. But at the moment, we can't do anything right. We look poor. And it's pointless trying to change things now. I'm going to... Yeah, I've taken that off, and I'm going to play down the flanks, because United are playing up through the middle. Try and keep it away from the midfield. And then the goalkeeper goes and drops it and over the line. And it's just, this is one of FM's peculiarities. It will come back in a few games. But there's nothing I can do about it at this point. It does annoy me, though, why this should be. Because every decision that I made 2 games ago had an effect on the outcome of the game. Every decision I've made in the last 2 games, nothing has happened. And that's weird. And then in about 2 games' time, every decision I make will have an impact on the game. So there's something hard-coded in here. So there's no point getting upset. Just like, this is the way it is. So we're going to put this wing back on attack again. We've got to do something. What's happening? Where's the cameraman? What's he up to? I mean, this is just like nonsense. I don't even know why you're showing me this. I think the problem, one of the worries I have, Dara, about the FM25 is that this is what Unity are working on. There's the results generator and the match generator is what they're going to be working on. And that worries me, because they're going to up the graphics, and more than this, they're not going to up this much. They're going to up the user interface. So this won't change, I don't think. This is how it's going to be. There will be slightly better graphics in player movement, but I think this is, as a results generator, this is what they're working on. And that worries me. Because I think it's just more of the same with slightly better graphics on the pitch. And a ton more money you'll have to pay for it. And it's, I mean, the graphics don't bother me at all. I don't need FIFA graphics. I just need the game to stop doing these silly things. You're offside by a mile. I need the game to stop doing these silly things, like switching you off. My input should not be switched off. I should have the same effect in every game. It should have the same effect in every game. So if I tell them to sit deeper, that will help them to protect from diagonal balls and balls over the top. If I tell them to push up, it will put more pressure on their defensive line. That shouldn't change. And the entire team now is playing badly. So I don't know what it is, but I do believe it's hard-coded. And like, whatever we do, we're not going to score. The result has been hard-coded, and it will be for 3 or 4 games. We'll recover. We'll recover, but it will take a couple of games. And it's just proof of what I've said for a long time. The 3 really good chances there. 3 really good chances, and the game's toying with me now. Hit the bar, great saves. And United have had 2 lucky goals. And one of the things this game is good at is getting on your nerves, so that it will do that. It'll give you these results to get on your nerves. I would say we've been the better team. And the game does. It will get on your nerves in order to get you to switch off. It's kind of like its only weapon. I agree with you, Silver Ali. That is its only weapon, is that switch, to stop you having any input, because if it wasn't there, I'd win every game. Hey, Eric. And now we've lost 2 games on the trot. And I'm far from pleased, not with the players, but with the game. And we're going to drop out of Europe now. Just because the game... Oh, and we've got a European game, which is a certainty now that we'll win. That's a certainty. So I'm not very impressed with what's been going on today. I did say right at the start of the episode, I felt like the switch was coming, and it has. Not much I can do. We'll get back on track one day. It will switch it back on again. And but there you go. It's not worked out tonight as I wanted it to. We've dropped down to 8th. Luckily, we only have to finish in the top 10. But we've got a tough schedule coming up. We've got Bayer and OM in the Champions League. Probably, I would say, we should be favourites to win those 3. The game has had its tantrum now, and we should be favourites to win those 3. And then we have decent fixtures coming up over February. So hopefully the game's had its little tantrum, taken away my control, and now it will allow me to get control back. It's not going to stop me qualifying for the Champions League. It never does. And in the playoffs, you will always win in the round of 16. It's when it gets to the quarterfinals that it evens things out. So over the next 3 games, we should be looking at winning them all. And then confidence comes up again. Okay, so that's it for this episode, guys. Not how I wanted it to go. But there didn't seem to be anything I could do there. And, well, there you go. We'll be back on track, I'm pretty sure. Because the game, I know for sure, the game is not going to let me lose the cup match. It's not going to let me lose these European games. So we'll be back on track. So, we shall see you On what day is it today? Well, I've got a video coming out tomorrow, which was based on the Tottenham game, because when you are in control, some things that you do really make a difference. And in the Tottenham game, we did a lot of stuff that made a lot of difference, and we turned a difficult game around into an easy win in the end. So that video will be coming out in the in-game management tomorrow. Kind of feels strange as I couldn't manage my way out of a paper bag today, but I don't think that was my fault. So I'll be back on I'll be back on that. Yep, possibly will happen, Andy. I'll be back on Sunday, and as I said, there's a video going up tomorrow. So have a great night, guys. All that remains for me to be saying right now is stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.